and welcome to Crochet Therapy. I'm Barbara, your host for this episode, this car crochet episode of Morning Coffee and Crochet. And happy Friday to everyone. I'm going to just wait a few minutes, and not a few minutes, but a few seconds, just to see who might pop on. We are going live immediately, just like that. I did not put anything out early for my friends to jump on and start chatting. I just jumped on live. So, hey, Alice, it's good to see you this morning. How are you? We're just waiting for everyone to show up. Hey, Trudy, good to see you. Hello, good afternoon to you. It is nice to see you. Long time no see. How is everybody in your world today? That's what I want to know. How are you doing today? Today is Friday for me and probably for most everyone who is watching. And I have my coffee this morning. What's in your cup? I have my usual coffee, and I need to get this throat going. Oh, Trudy says she's having power outages. That's too bad, Trudy. I'm so sorry about that. Sometimes in Trudy's neck of the woods, they do rolling power outages to conserve energy. And so that may be what she is dealing with right now. My coffee is very good. There we go. I'm dealing with some type of allergy. Are you guys still having allergies where you are? I woke up in the middle of the night last night and I realized that, one side of my nostril was completely blocked. And, hey, Connie, I'm doing well today. How are you doing? It's good to see you. And, I'm going to adjust my seat just a little bit and we're going to chat. Today, I would really like to chat with you about scrap yarn. So start thinking about scrap yarn, and we're going to have a discussion today about how you use up all your scrap yarn. So first of all, what's in your cup? And what is the weather like where you're at? Now, according to my car, it says that it is 76 degrees Fahrenheit right now. But when I walked out the door this morning, it felt like walking through soup. It was just so thick and muggy. It was just something else, let me tell you. Good morning, Robin. It's good to see you. Alice says it's beautiful in Toronto. That's good. 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 Oh, good. Connie says since she went to an allergist and was put on certain allergy medications, her allergies are not so bad this season. So that's good. That's good to know. Yeah. Hope for all of us, isn't it? Oh. Connie's doing pretty good today. Connie's getting ready to get her cup of coffee. Good morning, Awanda. It's good to see you. Robin, did I say good morning to you? I don't know if I did out loud or just in my head. So, good morning. Isn't that terrible? Your mind is so running so fast that you don't know if the words are coming out of your mouth or if you're just thinking them. My goodness. Alice takes, oh, okay, good morning. Good. Alice takes a Reactin every morning for her allergies. Yeah, I don't know why, but all of a sudden, and I have allergy medication, but I can't find it because I think I might have packed it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I have one plastic tote that is full of, medications, not prescription that, you have to take every day, but you know how you have just in your, bathroom, you have, different medications for emergencies, if you Pepto-Bismol for, someone who might have an upset stomach, or some Tylenol, or, Advil, or whatever it is you have. So I packed that up. And, so yeah, I think it might be in there. I'm not sure. I even have some nasal spray, which that would have really helped me last night. I don't really know where that is, and I didn't feel like, at 3 o'clock in the morning, going and digging and trying to find, because I did look in our bathroom, and yeah, sure enough, I had cleared things out. So, what are you gonna do? I don't know. Yeah, allergies are pretty bad. Yeah. And, oh, okay. So, Connie takes Singular or Zysol nasal spray. Yeah. I try not to use the nasal spray because you're right, it does dry up your nose. But when you need it at 3 o'clock in the morning, it sure does come in handy, let me tell you. You feel like a pharmacy now? Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. So we have some bicyclists around here. There's one just going right there. And again, I'm at the lake. You can see a little bit behind me. It is a nice day, and under the trees, it would be nice and cool. Yeah, it would be nice. When I was a kid, and because I grew up in the city, I grew up in Baltimore, and when I was a kid, we would come to Florida to visit grandparents, and from their house to this lake, it was 1 mile. And so us kids would, we were young, and we would walk the mile and come up here. But a lot of times, my grandmother really loved being in the water. She loved staying cool, and she grew up in the mountains of West Virginia, and then lived in Maryland, and then they retired to Florida. And when they retired, they just loved this lake, and we would get out there and go swim. It was nice and clear. It was just, it was really nice. Now, they don't keep the water as clear. And by clear, what I mean is the ground, the sand right at the lake. They don't keep it quite as clear. So there's a lot of, seaweed and a lot of plants in the bottom. And I don't like my feet touching anything in the water. And so, but I remember swimming in this lake quite a lot when I was, a kid, when we would come down and visit. And so that was a lot of fun. But I also remember going to, Ormond Beach or Daytona or Clearwater. Yeah, those are a little nicer because they're saltwater. So that's kind of nice too. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Jessica. It's good to see you. Trudy, how far is the building off your new house? Well, I did get a text message from the builder last night, and he said that, oh gosh, I can't remember. Let's see. The brick around the front veranda, everywhere where you saw at the front, the porch, everywhere where you saw block, there's going to be brick. And so that is on the schedule. And he said that the AC guy is almost done. As soon as the AC guy gets done, then the electrician is on the schedule to go and do the install. And also, we're on the schedule with the septic company to come out and do the septic field. And so that's good. That's really good. So, you know, I don't know, right? So I guess the plumbing, it wasn't just running the plumbing inside. I think it's like hooking it up to the water line outside. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? So we are, and I think that was about it. I think he said the plumber was almost done. He doesn't like to stack people up in the building, so because the workers tend to not like that. They like start getting snippy about who's in whose way and everything, and so he finds it easier to just have one type of installer, one type of construction worker at a time within the house itself. So anyway, I think that's what he said. He may have said it more concisely than that. I don't have an end date in mind right now. I mean, I'm still thinking maybe August. I'm hoping. So we'll see. We'll see. Because this is May. We're, you know, towards the middle of May. So we have June, July, and then August, depending on if we do the whole month of August. You know, that's 3.5 more months. I'm thinking surely, you know, we can get this house done in 3.5 more months. But who am I? And our loan, construction loan, was for a year, and so I think September. You know, I think it started in October, so September is when it has to be done. So I'm pushing for August. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, I love it. You guys are all talking to each other. Good morning, Lori. Good morning. It's good to see you. Good to see you. So, let's talk about scrap yarn for a little bit, okay? And I need your input too. You know, things that you do with your scrap yarn. Some people, you know, they even save the little ends. My nose is tickling so bad right here. I feel like I could just like take it off, scrub it a little, and put it right back on. Oh, today it's cold in Trudy's world. Trudy is, what part of Africa are you in, Trudy? I cannot remember off the top of my head. So her, when we are experiencing summer in North America, she's experiencing winter. So, yeah, some people, you know, they even save the little tiny ends of their work and they put them in a jar and then they use it to stuff their amigurumi. I think Trudy said that she doesn't really have scrap yarn per se, because what she will do is actually use it to create the amigurumi. And Lori says, apparently I collect scrap yarn. Well, you have yarn, that's for sure. Cape Town, South Africa. Good, good. Oh my goodness, my nose. Can anybody come relieve me of my itchy nose? Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Crazy, I tell you. So, Lori collects scrap yarn. Trudy says it is cold today. And, oh, okay. Jessica says she was freaking out mowing her big yard yesterday. The pollen in the air was so bad you felt like you needed safety glasses on your face. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's right. Your winters are not that harsh. You don't have like the harsh Midwest winters where, you have piles and piles of snow. Yeah, I get that. I do. Um, okay, and Connie says she tends to use her scrap yarn to stuff her amigurumis. So that's good. So now what I'm calling scrap yarn is any yarn that's at the end of a project, any yarn that is left over. So it could be, a ball of yarn this big. It could be a ball of yarn this big. It could be just, a little bit of yarn from when you sewed in your ends and you have little tiny pieces. So maybe that's, Connie, maybe that's what you mean. And that's cool. That's awesome. I usually intend to do that, but I don't have a container large enough in a central location for me to save. So when I save, then when I'm going through all of my bags, because I'm a bag lady, and I have all of these yarn projects in various bags, when I'm finally at the point where I'm cleaning all that up and I'm sorting and whatnot, the little tiny scraps usually end up going in the trash. I know. Once I get a central location for all of my crafts, my YouTube studio craft room, yarny room, I think what I'm going to do is get, a big container. And by a big container, I'm thinking like a cleaned out mason jar, one of those big mason jars, and, with a lid, and just keep it, on a shelf somewhere. And so when I come across the scraps, that's where it's going to go. And so that way I can use it to stuff. Because why not? I know that fiberfill is expensive for Canadians. I do know that. Alice has discussed that before. Whereas, for a big bag of stuffing of fiberfill, we might pay $3 for it. She has to pay $20 or more. And so, that can be an issue when you're trying to conserve money, because you want to have money to spend on actual yarn. You don't want to have to spend, that much money on fiberfill. So, yeah, that's really good. Jessica says it depends on the size of the yarn. And Alice says, I collect all yarn. You don't discriminate. Good. It doesn't matter what size, right? Oh, Trudy says it's 17 degrees Celsius and it's 3:30 in the afternoon for her. That's good. Oh, Alice, she says, I make my clowns with crochet yo-yos. Scrap is great for that. Bigger scraps you use for the amigurumi. I think that is an amazing thing. I love your yo-yo clowns. I made some yo-yos once, but I never made anything with it. So that would be really fun. To just make some yo-yos. And why not? Make a yo-yo jar, right? So when you're at the end of a project and you have, a little bit of yarn left, just while you're at it, just make some yo-yos with that color and then stick them in that jar. Then when you have a full jar of yo-yos, make something with it, right? I thought about that with even granny squares. And granny squares is really a good way to use up scrap yarn, because you can change the color at every row and it's going to be beautiful. I mean, it's a granny square. What's not to love, right? So if you have just a little bit of yarn, you can, make like 5 centers with one color and then just do, 5 of the next round and make them that way. Make them in, in kind of like an assembly line type thing. Okay, Trudy, yeah, one of these days, she says, I can buy more yarn than I need. Yeah, I know. I know, and part of the problem there, Trudy, is that you don't have the big box stores like we do in North America. So, the big box stores, although they are getting away from having so much yarn, from what I hear, Walmart is, not having good yarn, or they are moving their yarn aisle, where it used to be like two sides of the aisle, at least for Walmart. At one point, I know it was three sides of an aisle. So basically 1.5 aisles. And now, from what I'm hearing, they're moving down to basically like a quarter of an aisle is the yarn. I think part of it is people are ordering online a lot. But also, I really think that it's hard for them to get yarn in. Are we going into a yarn crisis? I don't know. Hobby Lobby is doing the same thing. They are making their aisles of yarn so small. I just don't know. I just don't know. So it's something else. I'm going to have to take you into Hobby Lobby soon. The nearest one to us is about 35, 40 miles away. And so, it's a trip. Not that I mind. I would get in the car and go to Hobby Lobby in an instant if I had some extra cash, if I had some extra time, if I had a little motivation that I needed yarn, but I don't have that motivation right now. Let me tell you, I have boxed up yarn and boxed it up and boxed it up and boxed it up, and wow. Yesterday my husband said, I don't know why we can't use those plastic totes for the yarn, because I was putting yarn in a carton, in a in a box, in a regular box, and taping it up. And I looked at him and I said, I don't have any more totes. That's why they're going in this cardboard box. So, yeah. And I said, and honestly, the cardboard box is cheaper. I don't want to go buy another tote just so it looks the same, And once we get to Tennessee, and I put some of the yarn, on shelving or whatever, and then I can use the totes to store the yarn that needs to be stored. We'll have some extra totes that we can use for other things. I have milk crates. Remember, I had thought, well, I'll do some milk crates. And so I have different color milk crates. Those I think we'll use for the garden and for the animals, for storing things. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. How do you store your yarn? And what do you do with your scrap yarn? Do you keep it all in one container? Do you put it back on the shelf with your other yarn? Do you put it back in a, a box or whatever it is that you put your yarn in? Let me know. Lori says, are you a yarn hag or hog? I don't know what you're trying to say there, Lori. Oh, Trudy says her son got a job as a software designer. Good for you, Trudy. Good news. Oh my goodness. Too expensive? Yeah. Alice says she uses cheap pillows. So she'll go to Walmart or, one of the box stores that have pillows, not too expensive, and then she'll take the stuffing out of the pillows and use that, because it's cheaper for her to do that than it is, to buy actual stuffing for her amigurumi. Okay, and Jessica says, that's not scrap to me. The chunks I can't tuck, I save for stuffing. Under 3 feet go in one coffee can, and you have a bag of used balls that you try to keep labels. Wow, that's good. You have a nice system, Jessica. That's good. That's good. Aww. Okay, Alice says the Dollarama stores sells pillows for $4. Are you talking about like bed pillows? So then you get a lot of stuffing. That's good. That's good. Much cheaper. Yes, sometimes it is cheaper to buy pillows for the polyfill. Yeah. Okay, and Alice says that she makes bigger yo-yos. The idea came from Jada. Jada and Stitches. Nice. Hey, Lydia, good morning. It's good to see you. And Nikki, good to see you. I'm so glad to see you. Oh, yes, Nikki, the yo-yo conversation. So Alice makes yo-yos, and she got the pattern off of Jada and Stitches, and then she makes, she makes clowns, and that's really fun because you can just change the color. It doesn't matter what the color scheme is for a yo-yo because it's just colorful, right? Packing is exhausting. Yes, it is. So yesterday I was on a roll. I was determined we are going to get done with this room. We're going to be done. And it was a big task, but I was just really determined. And then Mom asked for some help with her phone bill, her cell phone. She added one line, and it like doubled not really, but it felt like it. Then the young lady at the store who added the line, she changed her to e-bill, where she just would get a bill through an email, and it probably had my dad's old email address. Well, neither one of them, they're in their 80s, neither one of them get online anymore. And we had told her no paper billing, because Mom needs to get the paper billing so that she can see it and write a check. And because they aren't online, and so that really messed them up. And so I had to get on the phone yesterday, chatted with a really nice young lady in Tampa, Florida. And I really like it because the cell phone company that we call, they tell you where they're located when you talk to them. Hi, this is Sally, from Tampa, Florida. How may I help you? Or, one time I talked to somebody in Ohio, and it's just really nice. So got on the phone and I explained the whole thing. There were some late fees because they didn't get the bill. And I said, well, the only reason they didn't get the bill, I said, they've been with the company for over 20 years. You can see that they always paid on time. They're in their 80s. This girl changed to e-billing, and they don't even have an email. They don't have a computer or anything anymore. And so, no smartphones. So I don't know what to tell you, but that's the only reason they were late, is because they didn't get the bill. And so she was so nice. She took off all the late fees. She took off, I think she ended up taking almost $80 off of their bill that was due. And so that was really, really good. And then the monthly bill, she took something like $40 off of the monthly bill. So that was good. And what a relief, really what a relief. So that was good. That was good. So anyway, once I did that, then I was like, oh, it's lunchtime. Let's get some lunch. And then I was like, I kind of lost my mojo for packing. And so anyway, but we got a lot done before that happened. Box after box after box was exiting our room. So yeah, we just need to just go and do it. Just get the boxes in there, start filling them, get it moving. So luckily a lot of the dishes and a lot of the glassware has already been packed. Mom would pack a box a day, sometimes two, and Mom, when she gets going, she just gets going. And so she packed all of her cookie jars. They're all packed. So and then she scaled down the kitchen to like maybe 6 plates, 4 plates, whatever, you know, 4 or 6 mugs, and a lot of it is packed. So there's no fancy cooking anymore. There's no baking cakes anymore. There's no, you know, none of that. It's all packed. So we're just in like, you know, when an airplane is flying through the air and it's like circling the airport because all of the runways are full, you know, that's where we are. We're in a landing pattern, and we're just, you know, while we're doing that, we're still like packing some things and trying to get it all packed up. So anyway, let me see what you guys have been talking about. Let's see. Trudy says that they pay about $6 for a kilogram of stuffing. Yeah. And she has her scrap yarn in bags in a box. And Lydia keeps her yarn in clear storage bin to keep them. Yes. Oh, that's wonderful, Trudy. That's wonderful. Hey, Nancy, good morning. It's good to see you. Yeah, this car just drove by, and here I am waving at you, and they think I'm waving at them. Okay, Jessica says, I'm sharing my yarn with a group that she's doing, and she's not sure how she feels about it. She only has a box of yarn. She doesn't have a yarn storage. Yeah. Lydia, we are moving to Tennessee. And so we are moving to the mountains of Tennessee. And can you see that right? Oh, let me see. Well, it's behind there right now. But, oops, sorry. Let me see if I can find it again. Nope, that's all. There was an airboat back there. That's what I was going to show you. So we're moving to the mountains of Tennessee, and we're just really, really having fun. Bye, Alice. It's good to see you. Have a great weekend. And yay. Okay. So anyway, that is what we're doing. And so we're packing and moving. So what else do you make with your scrap yarn other than amigurumi? There's got to be something else that you can make. So I do have a tutorial on my channel for scrap yarn big bag, and that is using a double strand of acrylic yarn or any kind of yarn that you have, whatever kind of scrap yarn you have. And it's a really good pattern for a really nice bag. By using the double strands of yarn, it is stretchable. You can stuff it. It is a little more sturdy than, you know, than just a single ply bag. So it can really hold more. I really like it, and it's a great pattern. So I do have that. I am currently in the middle of making a blanket with scrap yarn, and I'm doing the double again. So it's going to be a nice heavy winter type blanket for the bed. So I'm doing that. But what else do you do with your scrap yarn? Okay, so Alice makes yo-yos, and then she makes her clowns with it. Connie makes amigurumi, or she uses it to stuff her amigurumi. You know, different things like that. I'm gonna go this way because there's a guy behind me. And we're gonna drive down here just a little way. Just a little way. Now let's see. Oh, yeah. If I have very little yarn, I use it in my snowman for stuffing. That's good. That's really good. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this area because of this section right here, because there are some homeless people. And I don't have anything against homeless people, but I don't want to just sit next to them. And so I want to show you this. I want to show you this. Are you ready? Okay, hold on. Are you ready? Now let's see. Can you see that? Those are sandhill cranes. I'm driving very slow because I don't want to scare them. Oops, I'm sorry. And I'm not as close to them as it looks. I just zoomed in. So I don't want you to get worried that I am like too close to them. But look how pretty they are. I just love these birds. I really do. So let me do this again. There we go. I love those birds. They are so incredible. They're beautiful. They're large and in charge. And, oh, your husband called one of them Charlie, so now they're all Charlies. That's fun. Oh, it looks like a blue crane, yeah. Let me see. I don't know if you can see them yet or not. Oh, they're still right there. No. So we just love having them, and oh yeah, they're there, but they're harder to see right now. So there we go. There they are, so you can see them and see me too. So they are right here, and they're probably about 3.5 feet tall. They have a really distinct warble, and they're just fun. They're fun. And, you know, it's like at any given moment, they could be in your yard and, you know, in your front yard, warbling away, and you wouldn't even know, you know, where they came from. And they're just so pretty. They really are. So I'm going to continue on right here. And here we go. So this is, right now I'm just in a field, and it has a little drive through it. So that's where I'm at right now. Let's see. Oh, now you call them all Charlies. That is funny. That's funny. I had to sing part of the snowman song. What? Okay, so Awanda adds her scraps in blankets. That's really nice. I really like that. I like having a scrap blanket. There's no pressure to have a certain colorway, because if you know, and I always use 2 strands of different colors at a time. And if you happen to have a strand that is not the best colorway, never fear, because pretty soon you're going to be changing it, and it's going to be, you know, morphing into something else, and it's all going to blend. And so that one little part that you weren't happy with in the middle of all of these other parts is going to really bring it all together, you know? And if you have a colorway that you're not really a big fan of, commit to it, do a little bit of it just until you know, you get to see a little line of it, and then change up one of the strands of yarn, change it up so that it morphs into a whole different colorway. So that's the fun thing. Oh, they're over here now. Look at them. Oh my goodness. They're 2 of them, And with the sandhill cranes, they stick together, and you always see either two. If you see three, one of them is a baby, or you'll see four of them together. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat, yeah. So I don't know if you can see. No, I can't turn it that far, but anyway. So let me see if I can include them. Nope. Not really. So, oh gosh, the sun is kind of funny. There we go. There we go. Well, gang, I really wish that I could come up with more than just, amigurumi or a bag or a blanket to do with my scrap yarn. I don't want to use, nice big balls of yarn to stuff things. I don't mind using a little scraps to stuff things, but I don't know. So anyway, I will be thinking more about that. I am in a scrap yarn mood because I have so many totes of so many different kinds of yarn, and a lot of them are full skeins. And after doing that, I know that I do not need to buy any yarn for a very long time. And so that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. I hope that you have a great weekend and stay safe, be kind, and get hooking. And much love to everybody. And use up that scrap yarn somehow. Let me know in the comments down below what you do with your scrap yarn. Until next time, see you later.